Hello, my name is Zhatelier. Welcome back for another episode of We the People as we did in previous episode. We got we got a whole lot of whale meat coming in, and we also are building some more fishing boats, and we're building some things around here, so we should be getting a whole lot of food. I did actually have a little bit of a look at the statistics or info screen to see the demographics, and it looks like we actually have the highest population of all the European nations by quite a wide margin actually, but we do not have the higher production by any means, because we don't necessarily have enough experts yet on every conceivable position yet, but we'll work on that for sure. But I have gone through and built up quite a bit of, or funded quite a bit of buildings, spent about, I don't know, 16,000 gold again, and yeah, let's just get to the next round. We'll probably have a bit more combat up here, so let's keep an eye on this one. Looks like at least one more enemy was destroyed. Or we fought off an enemy, we didn't destroy it necessarily. Right, so Colonial Publisher and Spike. I'm just going to go through this really quickly of what we're going to build. You know, the chocolate thing might not be a bad idea. We did already get the higher health in Spike, so that could be handy. Or we could build the... Oh, wait, no, I think what we're going to do, if we've got the... I don't know, we don't have the cannons for any of the ships right now. Well, any of the... you know, combat vessels at least. Like some of these small cargo boats we might be able to do, but that's not really going to be what we need. Although, getting another carriage might not be a terrible idea. Right, and Spock Mania, we've got a new expert. Let's actually have a look. We've got... Still got a whole lot of wool, which we could turn into more cloth. That's one option. We do not have anything to dye those with, though, so that's a bit of a problem. We've got 1,300 milk. That's a decent bit. We can basically fill this slave bark with pretty much milk alone and send that off to Port Royal. It may not be a lot of money, but at least it's going to empty our stockpiles a bit. We do also have quite a bit of sheep. I suppose what we could do in theory is this... Right, that's going to be the poultry butcher at some point. We don't have a lot of extra iron. We don't really need it. Well, actually... We could get another expert peat and clay cutter, because that's going to have a bit of extra production there. Also get the regional market in there. Right, so the expert peat and clay cutter. Now we've got the fishing boat at Port Albertus, which means even more food in there. Not directly, but over time, that's going to be getting a lot more. Could probably get the town market. Well, not that we have the clay or the stone, but yeah, let's get that one. Increase the local demand. And we've got the stockade at Port Hoffman, which means that this is going to be a bit more defendable location at least. Do we have... Oh, right, yeah, no, we don't have the stuff for the granary yet, but I suppose that could still be quite handy to build. And then Juan can now start producing chocolate, in theory. Now, of course, we need to get more people in here, but... Oh, right, we've got an expert fisherman. Let's put that into work. Now we've got plenty of extra food. Health-wise, we're still good. We could... Well, I suppose we don't get a whole lot of wood in here. So I'm just going to put this one to produce a bit of cocoa. And then what we'll need is some sugar, which I guess, yeah, if we were to turn this one into a sugar planter instead, then yes, we can get chocolate. It may not be much, but it will definitely help get a little bit more money into the market, or through the market. I suppose we need in here... Look at the butcher's house for some extra food. Right, and then Fort Christina's got the tavern. Let's get the storage house there. And, oh, there we go. Our galleon has arrived back in Europe. That should be some money. It's actually not that much in the end, partially because the taxes are starting to be pretty high. We'll sell this one back to Spike. And then we've got the clay cutter over here. So what we'll do is we'll actually just replace the one in there. This is the... Yeah, that's the open peat mine. So now we are... well, we've got a lot of peat in here, actually. Clay is now going slightly down, but I suppose that's fine. Well, hopefully that's going to be fine. We can get a lot more pottery in here. We're getting 33 per day. Or not day, per month, I guess, technically speaking. Right, the slave bark. Actually, let's take the carriage here first. We're going to go ahead and transport at least a whole lot of the milk. And maybe some of the wool cloth as well. And do I want to deliver some of the pottery there? Maybe not. Let's take this milk, actually. Right, so let's unload everything in there, which means that the stockpile is probably going to be rather full. But then we can load up at least all the milk into the slave bark. Because we can't sell it in Europe anymore. And then I suppose the last one, let's actually take some of the gems, because the tax rate is already pretty high. We don't really want to sell those in Europe if we don't have to. And let's sail off to Port Royal. We might just need to buy some more smuggling ships and things like that to do more trading. Right, and then the carriage, I'm going to go ahead and... Right, we can't get to New Stockholm yet. Do we have anything else that we need to... Oh, right, there's a lot of pigskins there. Also a lot of pigs, actually. Ooh, we probably need to pick up some of the feathers and things like that from here. And also the grapes, we're not really using those there. And I guess we could bring in the rubber. I don't think we need it in there. There's a lot of clay that we're getting. Let's actually drop some of that into Spokomania, probably the peat as well, actually. And then the rest of that can probably stay there. Right, so we've got our frigate in here, doing a bit of patrolling. Good technically speaking trade with the natives in here, but I don't think they have a lot to trade. Maybe they have a little bit of clay, I suppose, but that's about it. I'll just go ahead and move through here. Kind of check up on the Dutch. They've got 65 population in New Amsterdam. Right there, that's quite a bit. Right, the fishing boat, that I can probably get over here and start fishing. The Hardened Pioneer, right, we got the... Actually, we didn't build anything on the mountain here yet, did we? No. The question is, what do we want to build in there? I suppose a little bit iron probably wouldn't hurt. So we'll go ahead and just build the mine in there. And then we've got another one over here, which... so we've got a lodge and a sawmill already, so we don't need a third one. Our pasture might be... Well, we got a pasture already in there. Can we... Oh, we could... Oh, right, so windmill can't be right next to one another. But on the other side of the town, that could be a possibility. Or we could get a... Hold on, what's the collectors? Is there... Yeah, collectors... Oh, that... Okay, that would be vineyard, actually. That's an option. Or we could get, like, a fort over here, for example. Provide a little bit more protection. Or just another monastery. You know what? We'll build the monastery just for the heck of it. Oh, and we got another converted native to Mastani. Excellent. Oh, right. That may have been one of the slaves that we used to have in here. Alright, let's get that back to work. It's got plenty of wood in here. I'm going to get some exotic wood, actually, from there. That seems like a good idea. So we can start using that for a lot of things. Right, an evangelist at Fort Christina. That can just sit down there. Okay, settle in there. Let's continue on and do a bit of exploration in there. Ooh, and right, we've got another native. Let's go and send... Oh, right, there's a lot of Dutch colonists. They're probably just trying to get training in there. All just heading there immediately. We could get an expert hunter. Oh, there's a French colony right here in the middle of nothing. Well, I don't know if it's middle of nothing. They could have just built up a massive network of towns, but I doubt that, actually. Any other native towns nearby? Because there's a whole lot of expert hunters around here. There would be an expert farmer training over there, but we can get that trained faster elsewhere. Expert fisherman. I think we're just going to go ahead and send this off to... Probably to Fort Down to get some extra, training there. Let's heal up the ship there. Oh, and another one of our... There's so many of these Shoshone warriors over here. It's not all of theirs, but a lot of them are. So we get another promotion in here. Could get another mountain here. Get more defense and attack on hills. Does that actually... No, it doesn't allow to get into the mountains, but hills at least are pretty good. Right, let's stay there. Actually, can you... you can probably attach yourself into one of these. You know what? The European Line Infantry will probably get that one. And then we've got a head planter over here for Stockholm. Which I don't know if that's going to be the ideal location, but we'll send it there anyway. And then the West Indiaman has brought in a bit more people. Is there a load of stuff that we need to sell from here? I mean, there probably is, but the question is, of course, do we have really enough to sell yet? I think the answer to that is probably no. We're not going to start sailing out with just like half-empty stockpiles. So I'm going to go ahead and just park the West Indiaman in Spokomania for the time being. And the galleon is probably going to be... Actually, is there room for a lot of ships here? Oh yeah, there's still room for quite a few. Right, the galleon... Oh, actually, let's load this into the galleon. And then I suppose we'll load a few more things in there. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to sell, but we'll figure out something. I suppose we do have a lot of cheese. Well, actually, no, we're not getting a lot of cheese anymore. We're also not getting that much wine. I mean, we're producing a lot of wine, but we're not getting a lot of extra in there. The coats, on the other hand, we are getting a lot, so we'll take that one. We'll probably take the train oil because that still pays a decent price. And then something else. Let's see. What do we want to sell? I guess we'll take some of the down. I mean, we do use some of that, but we do also produce so much. That's not going to be a problem. So let's sell that to Europe. Right, and the Brigantine. Oh, right, this was bringing stuff from Port Alperches. I forgot about that. Right. I'm not initially going to send this off to New World. I'm just going to send this to Port Alperches in the meanwhile. And then we've got the Expert Flax Planter, which I guess that does work for the... hold on a minute. Pretty sure that does work for hemp as well. But let's have a look. Actually, no, it is not. It's 3 for flax. Okay, so we'd have to have this on the either southern or northern territories really to get the most out of it. But we could always train it into do something else, to be fair. Yeah, we'll just clear your specialty. Yes, that is my decision. And then what you're going to do is... we're probably going to get that native over there to join in... Oh, actually... Right, we've already got one in there. Huh. Well, right, yeah, we've got a lot of coats being turned into things. We do have a lot of sugar. We could get a rum distiller. Get some of that going. Or we could get... Oh, no, we don't have the chocolate production in here yet. Could get... Oh, right. Vintager would be okay. We've got decent bit of grapes, although... Oh, we're getting 28 wine. Okay, so we are actually getting a lot. Another healer might not hurt either. Carpenter is going to be a bit wasted because we don't have the wood production of that, really. I think we're going to start roasting some of the cocoa pods. I know that we do get some of those. So at least we can get a bit of production for those. And then eventually sell some of that. Actually, it's mostly going to be domestic consumption anyway. So that's good. It's a lot of money that we don't need to pay taxes for. So yeah, before some of that, we do know that there's eventually going to be a whole... quite a few... native troops are moving through here, but I suppose let's have a look. Oh wait, no, those can cross mountains, so they were somewhere around here near the... Actually, and I think they were somewhere around here initially. They're going to go around and around and around until we can get a truce with the pine leaf, which I doubt they'll be willing to take. Okay, never mind. And what about the Shoshones? I suppose they're probably not up to it either. No? Okay, well, you're the one that's attacking me. I'm not attacking you. Just defending my country. Well, colony. But, oh, right, and we got a free colonist over here. Right, that can probably just change this out. We could technically speaking, turn this into a colonist. We don't have the wood for it yet. On the other hand, well, we actually got fairly good support for independence already. Is there anything... I suppose we could get even more fruit brandy going. That's one option. We could also turn some of the rice into provisions. And whatever grapes we're getting is already turned into wine by the looks of it. Which is quite handy, actually. We've got enough law, we've got still decent enough health, although I might need a medic here at some point. We will start doing studying over there. It's mostly going to be the outside of town things that would be available. Oh, actually, let's go and fund that church. So that's going to help. I think we're just going to go ahead and put this as a... Oh, actually, we could do a bit of carpentry as well, now that I think of it. Construct things even faster. We are going to be lacking the clay and stone most of the time here. So I'm just going to go ahead and toss this into... Actually, we'll put it as a lawmaker, or the judge over there. So it's going to give us a bit of law, which does give us a bit more founding father points. At least slightly. It's not necessarily a huge amount, but at least somewhat. Right, now... Oh, wait, no, there's still something. Allegedly. I'm not entirely sure, like, it just wasn't showing the thing. I suppose there's a lot of units already in the game, so things might get a little bit befuddled. Oh, that's a lot of fights. Ooh, 30 silver in Gothop. I think that's an excellent deal. We don't have silver mine yet. Okay, what's this then? Oh, the prisoner of war has escaped. Okay, so let's have a look at the event log over here. Oh, it's a long list of things here. Okay, where's the... Oh, Mastani had someone escape. Alright then. See, so we've got storage capacity problems already in some places. So we fought off a brave. Bravely fought, yes. We fought off another brave. And another brave. Another brave. And another brave. And another brave. And another brave. And another brave. Okay, yeah, it's a bit of a long list. Oh, it was the Continental Guard was doing a lot of the fighting there. And then line infantry do quite a bit of fighting as well. Alright then. So, I'm guessing... Oh, no, that's not the correct one. Oh, hold on a minute. Okay, let's see if it... Yeah, I think the game's a little bit buggy right now. Like, again, we can't select anything. It's not going to the next units or anything like that. Okay. Right. We've got a ironsmith over here at least. Let's put that into work, or maybe that will get things going. So we need some tools going, I reckon. Okay, well, if we press enter... Ah, there we go. Now it goes for something. Right, because we've got another elder statesman. Let's get that back to work. An expert stonecutter Osron. Yeah, that should be getting back to work. Red pepper planter. That's good. We've got another treasure. Ooh, let's go ahead and send that off to Spike. It's a bit of a long distance, but that should be fine. And then the frigate's going to have to go around. I think we're kind of approaching to the point where the game's just not really handling this well. I think we may have a kind of dug our own grave with the settings that we have here. There's just so large of a map. Everyone's got such a huge amount of population and units that the game just doesn't know what to do with it, really. Right, we've got another 3 colonies over here, Port Albertus. Is there anything that we could do with that one? I mean, there's plenty of things that we could do with that, but what should we do with that, I suppose, is the question. We could roast more of the cocoa. I suppose that's one option. Or we could try to train another fisherman. Let's do actually that. Because we can then send those to Huanville to get a lot more food in there, so this town can start growing drastically. Right, then we've got the carriage over here. I want us to unload the peat and the clay in there. And then I think the rest of that can go just bike. Load it in there, and then let's go and fetch some stuff from Osworn. With a long distance. And what do we have? We've got the West Indiaman that can just sit there. The Hadabane, we've got the road up to there already. Let's actually go ahead and build the road into New Stockholm from here. And then we'll probably build a road connection to the other side as well. Right, and the ship of the line, that can probably stay on guard over here. Let's just keep it there for now. Right, the Continental Guard has gotten a level up. We're going to get another close combat. That would be making it pretty good. We're going to get the leadership too. That would be another option. Get even more promotions. You know, we're going to take the Keen Swimmer so we can cross the river whenever we want to. With a very strong unit, mind you. Right, and there's the line infantry. Let's go ahead and... Actually, did we... Right, there's the ranger. That doesn't really help us in this case. Oh, Swamp Fox would also reduce the combat penalty of crossing the river. That's good to know, actually. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get the Legion 2 for this one as well. Those will do most of the fighting anyway. Oh, and we've got another 3 colonists over here at Town in the Hills. Actually, what do we want to do with that one right now? We need to get some more tools. We've got a blacksmith already, but it's not all that effective yet. So let's go ahead and... Oh, we could get that to work on the vineyard over there. We have been collecting some grapes previously. On the other hand, actually, we'll get that to work on some Liberty Bell production. I think that's actually a better option. Then we've got another converted native to join over here. Let's actually have a look at the town. We probably need to spend some money to get the workshop or the warehouse because it's running a little bit low on room there. Then we've got our Royal Man of War up here. And another scout. Right, that's a expert miner fruit brandy. Alright then. Is there still... No, I think we've now pretty much been to every town. I think what we're going to do is we'll actually try to kind of move past where the French settlement is over here. Get a bit of an idea if they still have stuff there or not. Oh, and now it's bucket again. Alright then. Yeah, I think what we're going to have to do is we'll actually have to end the series. Because the game's just bugging out too much. Selecting the wrong units and all that, so I think this is... the problem is, there's so many units on all the AI nations that I think the game's kind of running out of the, like, well, not necessarily memory. Well, actually, it could be running a little bit out of memory. It's not crashing, mind you, but it's running into issues. And I think that's the main problem in here. Like, for example, sometimes we can't select the correct unit when I'm trying to select one of these. It selects artillery and all that. I do actually wonder, though, where's the... oh, there's the native slaver that escaped from here. Okay. Good to know, good to know. Well, I think we had an okay run on this already. But it's been a bit of a slow going, admittedly. Probably should have gone for a wee bit faster settings, I would say, to be keeping it more interesting and maybe not have quite as massive growth on some of the AI nations and all that. And for ourselves as well. But yeah, we got quite a few cities. I'm fairly happy with that. We got the score advantage. Of course, if we have a look at the, of course, victory conditions, the Danes are still 8,800. We got 3,400, so we're not far from the French in terms of score. Pretty close, actually, now. We do have the highest population of the European nations, we know that much. Or the European colonies. And support for independence, 28%, so we are not quite close enough to declare independence, but we're not also, like, insanely far away either. Well, okay, we're more than halfway there, essentially, to at least be able to do that. But yeah, I think we're just going to have to call this series a bit earlier than I anticipated, because the game's just not really working out the way it's supposed to. Yeah, there's supposed to be still, presumably, things that we need to move, but I'm not entirely sure which ones those are going to be. Or where, for that matter. Do we still have... oh, right. Yeah, there's the pine leaves, various natives. There's so many units in here. Yeah, okay. So I think that's what we're going to call this. It's a bit shorter series than... well, actually, it's been a fairly long series anyway, so I'm not too worried about this. But there will be a new series starting, not on this game necessarily. We'll probably return to this eventually, but with slightly different settings, I reckon. But there's going to be something else, hopefully tomorrow, if not tomorrow, then in a day or two. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.